Welcome back to From Head to Toe. It's me, Naomi Smalls, and we are here to recap RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episode 4. I already feel a little bit more alive. I feel a little less jet lagged. We've drank tea. We've slept against our will, but we are here to report this week's episode. We still got a lot of girls to break down. When I was putting this together, I was like, oh my god, there's another bitch, there's another bitch, there's another bitch, there's another bitch. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's runway. This week, the queens had to combine two iconic red carpet looks, blend them together, and then send them down on the main stage wearing them, competing against their bestie. This is actually a really good challenge. I feel like it makes you think that you're gonna work with somebody when you're actually working against them. And I feel like the way that they paired these red carpet looks together was very what do they call it? Happenstance? Very happenstance, very luck of the draw. This week, the girls had to take inspiration from both of those red carpet looks, combine them, and have them make sense no matter how opposite they are in a drag look. I'm very excited to see what these girls do and how they compete against each other. Up first, this week we have Miss RuPaul, and RuPaul is a vision in blue and black. I love this sequin cross diagonal gown she's wearing with like the mesh cutouts in between. I feel like having that like mesh in place of the black helps it be a lot more sexy than it could be if it was just like a solid sequin like she was wearing 2 weeks ago. She's wearing this black and cobalt sequin crisscross gown. I like that the tighter crisscrosses around her neck. I thought that was a really smart detail to have tight around the neck and then looser towards the end of it. I feel like it like tightens up just around where her shoulder pads and her neck are, and that's really pleasing to the eye, and then like gives you a little bit more of a breath when you work down and you can see her legs through the mesh. I love this earring so much. I used to have this earring. I actually wore it last week for From Head to Toe, but it broke, so this little circular part is not attached to this part, but I still be gluing it to my ear. And actually I've seen comments be like, is she wearing spoons? And they do look like spoons, but this is what they used to look like before they were scratched up in my drag bag. And I wonder who got them first. Up first, we have Juicy Love DION versus BRIAR Blush, and they are getting inspiration from Lil Nas X Pink Versace Cowboy and Rihanna's Through the Looking Glass Met Gala look. Up first is Juicy. Juicy Love DION did a pink and yellow mix, obviously because the inspirations. Definitely a good mix of Rihanna and Lil Nas X for this. I definitely enjoy how she did the like structure of the pink, but then like embellished it and lined her like pink gown with the yellow. I thought that was such a smart choice. It's gaggy that like the daughter is lining her clothes and the mother is not. That's a gag. This is a really smart use of the like yellow floral embellishments throughout. I thought it was smart that she like kept it for like the border of the cape, the border of like the train, and I thought that was really smart instead of like trying to do like anything on the sleeves or anything like up here. This was what really needed to look ornate and gorgeous, kind of very similar to Rihanna's look. I do agree with the judges that there probably could have been like some doubling up of the faux fur, but I think that is something that she just like, because I've noticed like when I first started drag, like the smallest trim of anything, especially fur, you're like, oh, it's trimmed, it's perfect. But like once you start to realize like your proportions, and even Juicy Love DION strikes me as like a tiny little girl, but like even though she's a tiny little girl, it's drag, so we want to like make it fun and like double it up and make it plush and expensive, and just one more round of like plush around the hood and the cape, and then yes, vetoing that like skirt trim, I think would have taken it there, but this is definitely the winner of the two. Up next, BRIAR Blush, and BRIAR Blush, I actually really enjoy how she used the studs for this more. I like the embellishing of the studs on her cape moment were smart. It almost like read like rhinestones on the runway. I don't know if she necessarily needed the studs like in the parts of her wig. I think she probably could have just focused on using the embellishment, because I feel like that reads more hair, accessory, crown moment. The thing that's missing from this look is tying in that pink on the bottom half of her costume. And like, she maybe could have just worn a pink shoe, like a pink strappy shoe like this, but when she's lip syncing later in the episode, you see how like just adding that like pink thigh-high boot to this helped the eye get like a custom look from head to toe. Because it's supposed to be a red carpet look, I understand why she didn't wear a thigh-high boot on the runway for this. But if you like kind of think back to like, this look kind of gives me Monet's like season 9 promo where she kind of had like the leg harnesses. I feel like just adding some straps to the bottom half of this would have helped this look a bit. Not much, but like, we're just here to talk about how it could be better, you know? Or how I would like it better. It's not how it could be better, it's how Naomi Smalls could see. It's this, from head to toe, is how Naomi Smalls sees drag. So I'm giving it to you how I would see this. Some strap pink on the bottom would have been great. I do love the fact that she wore a stirrup with this. She knows that like if it just cut her off like at the ankle or below the knee or even like right above where that stirrup is, she needed something that was like, be secure with each step when she's going down the runway. It's gonna stay down, it's not gonna hike up. And I love that she's aware of that, but she has such a bomb body that of course she's aware of those little details. I think that a lot of her work on this look went into her cape. Because her bottom half is so bare, it's hard not to look at just BRIAR's thigh, crotch, legs. You almost like forget about what's happening up top because it's just like, whoa, yellow. Juicy Love DION definitely did a better job at combining both worlds for this red carpet duo. Up next we have Discord versus Jane Don't, and they are doing Sarah Paulson's Prada Chartreuse zip tie moment versus Cher, Bob Mackie, Oscars. This is the category I would have wanted for sure. This like combination is so good. I feel like Discord leaned more into like Cher's look and then like kind of like played with Sarah Paulson's color to like embellish and add to. I actually really enjoy how Discord deconstructed this embellishment and cut it up and made it into like more of a naked gown for this. I think that maybe her like bodice just needed a little bit more structure. Her tits needed to just be like yanked up. Everything just kind of looks like it's like hanging on the hanger still. And I feel like she just could like fill it out with taking the shoulder pads off of her actual shoulder pads and sticking them in her bra and then having that be up and spray adhesiving that up. So everything just like seems like high and perky. I think that this was maybe the wrong hair for this. And I wish that it would have been a little bit more wild and crazy like I know Discord does. And I know that Cher had, and I feel like even though Sarah Paulson is doing like a clean hair look in that red carpet look, like I feel like Sarah Paulson's hair would be a little crazier than this. I get why she didn't want to use like that like fur grassy texture because it would have been reminiscent of her past runway. But I actually really like how she like did this like scalloped gown leg cutout moment, like slit in the front, slit on the side, slit in the back. I think if she was spinning, we would be gagged because having all that movement of like that neon grass around was a very smart choice. This is something that I'm noticing on this runway specifically is like these gloves that don't go anywhere. It's like a cuff, and this is the first one we'll point out tonight. Up next, Jane Don't. And Jane Don't is, this is probably my first week of not liking Jane Done's look. I actually, of course, like I see her talent. I see that she was definitely like a lot more intricate than Discord's look, but I think Discord kind of pulled it off better. She like made me like believe it more. Jane Don'ts gives me like Caterpillar. These hoods that we're doing, I think gotta go. It made sense last week for all these animals, and I think the girls who didn't have that got maybe a little bit inspired by the hoods. I could just be reading Jane Don't though, because she might be the only bitch that did it, but I'm guessing that's how she got to this point. It was like fresh in her brain from last week's runway. She saw the girls who were like doing this like open face bikini thing. My favorite use of the hood with the wig over it always goes back to Lady Gaga 2010 Grammys Armani with like the disc that's around her and the cunty shoe, and everything's just in this like bomb stones with the yellow wig sitting behind her like body stocking. That was everything. This for me, like, you can tell like the hood is just like a balaclava that is detached from this like yellow bodysuit dress moment she's wearing. So there you see that like space of skin, and that takes me out of the fantasy. The mix of like the Erte robe with the 2015, 2017 keep my hard front attached to my head beauty store hair clips. It's not they're not going to the same party, and that is not it for me. I definitely can tell that Jane Don't put a lot more thought maybe into this look, but I feel like Discord ate her up. Up next, we have MYKI MEEKS versus NINI COCO, and they took inspiration from the iconic JLo Versace dress and Nicki Minaj's Grammys leopard look, cheetah look all over with the hair, beehive cheetah, and this is some bad timing for the barbs. MYKI MEEKS, I see where she was going with this. I think, honestly, I would love this so much more if she just took away the blue body stocking. I totally understand where I'm guessing she got into this. I don't know if she built everything off of the body stocking or she wanted the body stocking so she could do like the embellishments. And I'm guessing she was trying to match the blue that was in that like Versace-esque fabric that she has as like a shawl. But I think this would have been like a little bit more fierce if she got rid of the blue body stocking and like, yes, did the embellishment that she has like as a belt that goes down in the middle of the gown, but like incorporating those stones, like plucking some of those stones off of the embellishment and like adding it into this like Mugler-esque crown that she's doing up here. This updo is not an updo. I think this is like a gym, going to the gym hairstyle that for Drag Race, the hair has to be a moment. And I'm sad. It makes me sad because I feel like MYKI's hair every single other runway has been a moment, but this is like just kind of, I'm ready. There's some smoothing around the hairline, some darkening, some blackening, some like getting the translucent powder, getting a blow dryer and dusting off the translucent powder residue around the hairline. Because her hair is black, like anything like powdery just like stands out so much on camera, and under all these lights it stands out so much on camera. And then there's the bitch at home that's gonna talk about it forever. Like, we have to make these things as avoidable as possible, and it's a competition, so maybe don't ask your friends in the room. Friends, ask the PAs. And ideally the one that has the best hair, because she won't lie to you. Find the bitch in the room with the best hair to help you out. Up next, NINI COCO. And NINI COCO, this is everything. This is so clean every single week. I just have to say that like NINI COCO's drag is so clean. She has such an eye for accessories and placement and styling, and I love that she like, even without the palm tropical print that JLo is wearing, like this gives me the placement of like how she used the green and like having the cutouts. takes you to that Versace look so fast. The matte green with all the leopard print is, it shouldn't work, but it works with all the placement and how she has this like asymmetrical like tassel moment coming out of the wig, and she took the scarf and she did it all the way up to her head. This could have been, I think, a winning look. Instead of trying to make it all sparkly or adding like this like trim everywhere, like kind of like how MYKI did, like she took the embellishment, only did it on like the center of the knot on her hip, very femme, as like an embellishment on her head, also very femme. That is an eye for style, an eye for accessorizing that like a lot of drag queens, including myself, have a hard time with. Like we can either go overboard, or because we're trying to make up for the man, or we're being a dude and not thinking about like, oh, I can't just go out there with my hairy arms. Like she, of course it's fucking her that I'm using this example about, but we don't see any hairy arms. We don't see any dude peeking through this, and she's gorgeous. She killed it. Up next, we have CIARA MYST versus Kenya Pleaser. And they are doing Lady Gaga's meat dress with Justin and Britney Spears' iconic denim couple look. And CIARA MYST, it's a really hard combo. I think this was probably, of all the combinations, this was the hardest one to like merge together because the meat dress is so opposite from like a full denim Britney gown. So I can see that she like took like the sleeves and the leggings to try and be like bloody meat. I feel like this twine wrapped around this denim made so much sense for, you know, when you're wrapping around meat, but like when it's wrapped around the denim, it looks like she like was escaping a rodeo clown or escaping like a pair of, like she was strapped to a train and she got out of it. It's not really going anywhere. It's not really creating any like interesting knots. I think the coolest thing about her look is this like headpiece that has her like eye peeking out, but I don't know at what point in Drag Race this happened where the girls have to go down being like, I don't get it. Like, just serve cut down the runway, especially when you made it. Like, shouldn't you like want to be like auctioning it off as being like, look how like fabulous this garment is? It doesn't give me the sensation I want when we're talking about looks on the main stage. Save that shit for the mini challenge. Up next, Kenya Pleaser. And Kenya, yeah, this combo is just really hard. The denim and the meat is a really hard combo. I think that when she got this category, I feel like she leaned into the denim aspect and went a little country-esque. There's something about the hairstyling with the glove and the fringe and the gown and the denim sides and this like ascot moment that took it into like a country world. It's very state fair looks. And she's even wearing sunglasses, so she's like outside at State Fair. I think this gown in all denim would have been fine. And I think she honestly could have just held either a purse that was like a big red purse with like the meat T-bone steak on the center of it, or like, I don't think she really needed to add the red into this look. I think a denim gown all over, copper hair, it would have popped, because we watched her like walk into the workroom with like the blue and the copper hair, and it worked really well on her. That a denim gown would have sold me. And maybe she could have even done this ascot thing in the red and it would have been fine, but like, this is a really hard category. But I gotta give it up to Kenya Pleaser. She is wearing a full glove, not this like arm cuff gauntlet glove, and it's two-sided and it has beaded fringe, and I just love Kenya Pleaser. But no more sunglasses on the runway. Unless they're like really make sense with your look or like giving outdoor beachy vibes. This wasn't my favorite Kenya Pleaser look, but Kenya Pleaser is one of my favorites, so clock it. Up next, we have STARR versus VITA VONTESSE. They're paying tribute to Katy Perry's chandelier look and Lil' Kim's nipple out lavender purple Durple Dupree surprise. Up first, STARR, and this is the best duo. I think this is probably like the most neck and neck of all of the partners. I love this color palette. I love that STARR got Lil' Kim because I feel like she wanted this one, like just as an outsider, knowing who STARR is through the television, I feel like this is the one that she probably would have wanted the most. And I love that she just went for it and did the nipple out, like didn't fear about it being too obvious, didn't fear about it being too like nail on the head. This look needed to have nipple out, and honestly that's a cunty breastplate. I feel like either it just really works on her proportions or it looks specific to Mia. I feel like the color looks really good. It's like the first time I've really ever seen a girl like successfully hide that seam with her hair. I don't know if she has like a piece of like double-sided tape underneath it or she glued a bit to it or anything, but like respect. There's something about the tulle though on STARR's gown. It's a little sad. I really like this like ash blonde on STARR. I feel like it's the first time we've seen her in this shade of blonde, and it really worked well with like the blues and the lavenders of her costume. And I love how she like used that embellishment hanging glass chandelier detail around the titty cutout. I don't know what another way to say it, but around her titty cutout. I thought that was like the perfect place to put it. I think I probably just could have maybe done this in a bodysuit or removed that tulle, but I guess the bodysuit would have taken it to Lil' Kim cosplay. I don't know, but there's something about that like tulle trying to cascade around her that looks a little like the lace. It looks like for us queens out there, you know when you get a new wig and you cut that lace off the lace front and it just like goes on the floor and then you find it like wrapped up in a costume a couple like days later. That's what it gives me. It's not like this tulle that's wrapped around her gown isn't intentional enough to be part of the outfit. Up next, VITA VONTESSE STARR, and this is definitely the winner of the night. She just does clean drag. Like, I love how she mixed that like bluish, sequinish fabric as her glove and her like gown center part highlight. And I love how she has like this like embellished lavender sequin up against the matte lavender cape lining. Like, I thought that just made her shape stand out in such a beautiful way. Having that the drama of that cape mixed with like it being such a chandelier reference was really smart. Like, it just takes you to that like grand vibe that like Liberace gives you. VITA VONTESSE STARR is that girl who came with like, I'm guessing, she came with like that binder full of like drag jewels that are like all wrapped up like specifically with the tissue paper, like nothing is creasing, nothing is folding, no stone is out of place for Drag Race. Like, she's treating this like a pageant. It's so refreshing to see that, because when we got bitches doing the hair store jewelry or the Office Max bracelets, like it's cool to see like fucking drag on Drag Race. So this choker is like beautiful. Like, it just sits on her so well, and I don't know if it's like with all that bulk of like the costume that it's like laid over why it like lays so tight, but everything just looks perfect. It's so classic drag. I love that she like highlights her titties, just the right amount of highlight to make everything like stand out. And this was an obvious win for me. I don't know if she's actually wearing a part of the chandelier on her face or just a necklace on her face, but even this was like, it's a choice because it could have taken it like too much so fast, but this accessorizing was perfect, and like having that necklace as a mask I think was like perfect for this. There's just a way to do everything right, and VITA VONTESSE tackled this so right. If I were to pluck pussy hairs, we've seen this wig already, but that's it. Up next, we have Darlene Mitchell versus Athena DION, and they're paying homage to Zendaya at the Dune premiere wearing Mugler, and Kim Kardashian's first Met Gala wearing Givenchy, pregnant with Northwest. And this look on Darlene Mitchell, this is my winner of the duo, to be honest. I'm guessing they could pick between the two, but mixing that silver with this metallic, like almost like wrapping paper floral, I think really worked underneath the stage lights. I really enjoy Darlene Mitchell in this ginger hair color. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. This hat, I'm not sure if it's a beret, I'm not sure if it's a disc, I'm not sure if it's a fascinator. And I am one to talk, but it gives me like the Muffin Man that lives on Drury Lane. Whenever I see like this like puffy beret-ish sitting on top of like a styled wig, I always am like, where are we going? Like, what is the vibe? I'm not sure what about Kim Kardashian's look or Zendaya said like beret. I think it probably could have just been like more of a, if we're gonna do like a hair piece, I think she probably could have cut like a floral piece out of the fabric that her dress is made out of, and like maybe a couple different sizes, glued it together into like some sort of like hair fascinator. She wanted to like really carry it all up into her top half. And we gotta stop with these shoes. I'm so happy. It's rare that I'm clapping for a Michelle Visage read, but thank you so much for saying something about this shoe. It's hard to be a tall bitch and find cunty shoes, but if anyone has stood next to me, you know I'm a tall bitch, and it's possible. This is one of those gloves that don't really go anywhere. It's like those like gauntlet arm muckluck. It's like taking a long sleeve shirt and cutting it here and wearing it as a cuff. It just doesn't really like read fully finished to me. You don't need to have like a full fingered glove. That can be very ambitious for a bitch who doesn't know how to sew, but having the gauntlet peek up to one finger is so feminine, so ballroom, so like pleasing on stage. Cutting here is just like, look how big my hand is as a drag queen. Yeah. There's no nail on earth that can like feminize that straight line. Athena DION. Athena DION, how old are we? You are not 70, 80 years old. So there's no need. And it's beyond wearing white hair. It's beyond wearing white hair. Doesn't help, but it's beyond wearing white hair. Dressing like the mother of the bride as a hot girl from Florida is perplexing to me. The unlined cape is rough. The floral mixed with the silver lame, and another one of these fucking gloves that are not a glove. This gauntlet is... I'm gonna have to choose Darlene over this one. I see more of the inspiration of Kim Kardashian column dress mixed with this futuristic elements, which I really think that was the assignment. For them, mix the full floral with futuristic elements. This takes it to like a dowdy area that I don't think is flattering to drag. My favorite detail is this twisted headband that she has. Like she has like her white updo, and like on the back it still has like the floral, but like I really think it was smart and clever that she like twisted the front so you get a little bit of the floral but mixed with that chrome. And that is that is the detail that I think really works for her. She obviously has a gorgeous face and it's very drag, but the white hair makes it seem like she is grandmama of the bride, and the unlined cape gives Joanne's, R.I.P. Joanne's. My best look of the week, dun 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 dun, it's gonna have to go to NINI COCO. NINI COCO's was, I think, a perfect mix of Nicki Minaj, a perfect mix of Jennifer Lopez, unexpected twist. I understand the Shania Twain thing, but like it definitely gives me these two icons in a way that is unexpected, a way that doesn't seem like I'm gonna be a resorts girly and make it leopard print. Like I feel like this could have been taken so Miami so fast, and NINI COCO took it to like a completely different realm world that I was fully unaware existed. Best shoe of the week. I'm gonna have to give it to Juicy Love DION. I am a reformed addict of office pumps and drag, but I love that this yellow office pump makes sense with this look. I'm not sure if she got a pump that was that color, but if she sprayed it that color, I'm so proud. I'm so proud because it's Drag Race. You're wearing it once, it's out there forever. Spray paint that shit. And best wig of the week, I'm gonna have to give it to Mia STARR. I never really thought I'd be giving one of these like straight in the back, sculpted doodad rhinestone wigs a top placement, but it just works so well with this chandelier look. This ash blonde looks so good against Mia STARR's skin, and I am a sucker for a wig that looks good against the bitch. I'm gonna miss you so much, BRIAR Blush. You were the face of the season. That was all the looks from head to toe. Tune in next week to see what we get into. Tune into the Patreon to get a closer look at Naomi Smalls' life, exclusive stories, exclusive videos, exclusive conversation with you. She took the wig, watched her back comb it from bottom to top, flip the wig inside out, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Did I miss anything from this week? Who wore it best? I did disagree with the judges. Did you disagree with me? Bet not. Bye.